Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahawa by Shem Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. This is Ainaya Allah with the beloved truth. Today's lesson, I'm going to name it authority, or those that have the authority. And it's just talking about us and the truth and how basically the Lord has given us the authority. You know, how he said he has given us a mouth that no man can gainsay, you know. All right. You know what? I'll just find that scripture real quick. Yeah, man, because it's evident that we have the truth. You know, it's like it's evident that we have the truth, and really no one can come against it. So here we go, Luke 21:15. All right, Luke 21:15. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay, nor resist. And ye shall slack. Yeah, but that's going into something else. But yeah, man, ain't nobody gonna be able to gainsay, And I looked that word up, to speak against, you know, antepo, which means to speak against, gainsay, to refute or deny, gainsay, or say against, man. So that's why they come up, um, that's why they come up with their little, things that they do, their little hit and runs, That's why they, speak against, how we present the message or the truth, you know, because really they can't come against it because it's of the spirit of the Lord, man. The scriptures speak about His spirit, filling up the earth, or the word of His mouth is consuming the world, and he's doing that by the men of His Lord. I mean, the men, His men, basically, you know, because even Yahawashi, he spoke. He spoke. The scriptures tell you he spoke as one having authority. Okay, I'll get that real quick. It's Matthew 7:29. Okay, um, I started 28, and when it came to pass, when Yahushua had ended these sayings, after the people were astonished at his doctrine, for he taught them as one having authority, and not as the scribes. Okay, so you had the scribes, which they weren't doing nothing. They weren't being nothing but hirelings and wolves. And when it came to you know, when it came to Israel, you know, that's all they were doing. They weren't spiritual. They weren't doing nothing um, of the will of the Most High. That was pleasing the Most High. But Yahushua came. He laid another standard, the official standard. Which, which was faith. Bringing us into the kingdom of heaven. And these other men, they lead us from it. But we got a few more scriptures. First Corinthians, slack. First Corinthians chapter 1 verses 25. And just to give you a synopsis of that chapter 7, he was speaking to the multitude, and he made a statement. He says, for some shall you know say Lord, Lord, basically call on His name, and he's going to tell them he did not know them, because of um, you know they were doing they're basically doing things other than the will of the Most High. You know, if you read chapter 7 of Matthew, basically you'll get the gist of it. Let me see. And, back to my point is that we First Corinthians, let me see, 1:25. It says, "Because the foolishness of the Most High is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men. For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called." Okay, so we represents the foolishness of God because it's foolishness to the world. You know, it's a weakness to the world. All right, and our calling is to be the authorities, man. Starting with the apostles and elders at Great Millstone and the elders amongst the camps. You know, our calling is to have that authority because the Most High has given us power. Okay, um, verse 27. But God hath chosen, but the Most High hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and the Most High hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty, and base things of the world, and things which are despised. You blacks, Latins, and Native Americans, you Negroes, you know, you Latins and Native Americans, y'all are the, you guys are the despise of the world. I go to the word despise, to make of no account, despise utterly. So who is made of no account? The so-called men of Israel, blacks, Latins, and Native Americans, because um, you're not held up in this society. Nobody respects you in this society. As a matter of fact, they try to take your manhood in this society. It's become it's becoming a thing of naught when it comes to manhood, procreation. The world is against that. That's why they bring in eugenics. They have the eugenics society, the World Health Organization. All right, you know, FDA, all these factions to what to rule out and to make them not so-called men of Israel, which you get blacks, Latins, and Native Americans, right? Least esteem, set at naught, right? Because we don't get any laws that help protect us, all right, from anything, from ourselves, from you know in these industrial complexes, you know, whether it be the prison system or the education system, you know, they lie to us in the education system, they lock us up, and then they don't rehabilitate us in the prison system, all right. And then you got the church. All in all, they really trying to make us faggots. They trying to make us feminized, or feminized, you know. So we're set at naught, all right. So that's why the Most High is making us men. That's why He's reestablishing us. That's why He's giving us the light and the authority to confound the whole world. It says, verse 28. In the base things, let's go into the word base. And genius, or genius, uh, ignoble, coward, mean, base, of no family, that is low born, and that's who we are. We not no noble families, you know. Our families, most of us, a drug baby, drug babies. Our parents are doing drugs when they had us, or and they live in the broken part of society, you know, and that's just the reality. That's why the Most High is risen upon us. It says, but God, um, and base things of the world and things which are despised us hath the Most High chosen, yea, and things which are not, to bring to naught things that are. Right? So we get to have the authority through the spirit and power of Yahawa, by Hashem Yahawashi, to bring down the things that are. And what are the things that exist now? These principalities, you know, um, these are these so-called authorities of the world, the police of the world, who rule the world by their means. Okay, who, like the scriptures say, they change the times. You know, all these, mainly Esau. And then all the other nations that have power in the world. Um, verse 29, that no flesh should glory in His presence. Okay, because nobody is going to be able to glory in the Most High when He comes, man, because He's going to take all the glory. He's going to consume everything. But of Him, verse 30, but of Him are ye in Yahawashi, who of the Most High is made unto us wisdom and righteousness and sanctification, and that according as right. So the point is, it says, God is made unto us wisdom and righteousness. All right, the wisdom meaning the knowledge and understanding. Okay, and righteousness meaning the works, man. Doing His will and sanctification. You know, I'm going to the word sanctification, consecrated purification, the effect of consecration, which goes into the spiritual baptism, sanctif- sanctification of heart and life, meaning the mind. You know, and he done that. He's done that, the sanctification through the word, His word. Which is His spirit, and His spirit is it's likened unto water, cleansing agent. It says in redemption, it says that according as it is written, he that glorieth, let him glory in the Lord. Right. So that's why, you know, that's why He's given us, that authority, because we're gonna glory in Him. Because we ain't got, you know, we're the base of the world, we're the meek of the earth. So we praise the Most High for everything, you know, and we must much more appreciative, all right, than the world, because the world is prideful, all right, and haughty, all right. So this is Matthew 11 and 25. It says, at that time, Yahawashi answered and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise and prudent, and hast revealed them unto babes. All right. So, and there you go, man. Even the Lord, thank the Most High for that. He thanked Yahweh for now revealing His secrets, to the world. Basically, he gave them to the babes. All right. Um, and this is spiritual. So the word babe is nepio, nepios, an infant, little child, a minor, not of age, metaphorically childish, untaught, unskilled. So there you go. And a lot of us was untaught and unskilled when we got into the scriptures. When we got into the knowing of who we are. You know, uh, the Most High redeeming us back to who we are. According to Hosea 1:10, it says, "Even so, Father, for so it seemed good in Thy sight. All things are delivered unto me of my Father, and no man knoweth the Son but the Father, neither knoweth any man the Father save the Son, and he to whomsoever the Son will reveal him." All right, so there you go. He revealed it to us, man. That's why, it's easy for us to understand, and it's a stumbling block for them to understand. And that's why they say stupid things like they're making it up as they go along, so on and so forth, man. It's because they have no clue of what's going on through the spirit power of Yahawashi, him establishing his his men, you know, giving us the authority. This is John chapter. Slack. This is James chapter 2, verses 5. It says, hearken, my beloved brethren, had not God chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom which he had promised to them that love him. All right, so there you go. Rich in faith, man. So because we believe, all right, we just over all things we believe, you know. We try to follow His will to the best of our ability, you know. Right. So my last scripture, I'm just cutting because it's a quick lesson thought on us being the authority. Yahawashi was given the authority. We heirs with Yahawashi, so we have the same authority to teach the word and condemn this world. Um, So Matthew 13:53, it says, and it came to pass that when Yahawashi had finished these parables, he departed thence. And when he was come into his own country, he taught them in their synagogue, insomuch that they were astonished and said, "Whence hath this man this wisdom, and these mighty works?" Okay, and it's the same thing they say about us amongst our families, and amongst those that know our families. All right, verse 55 is not this the carpenter's son? Is not his mother called Mary, and his brethren James and Joseph and Simon and Judas? You know, which some of his brothers was working with him. You know, some of his brothers was doing the work with him. It says, "And sisters, and they are not all with us. Whence then had this man all these things?" Okay, because the Most High simply gave it. It says, "And they were all offended in him, but Yahawashi said unto them, a prophet is not without honor, save in his own country and in his own house." All right, he did not many works there because of their unbelief. Okay, and that's just the sad, honest truth, man. We don't get praise. We don't need praise. You know, furthermore, from our own people. Because we're doing mighty works, and they looking at it as a thing of, like as if it was crazy, man. You know, or or we full of it. But that's why the Most High, man. That's why he's going. That's why when the tide, or when it completely changes, as far as the world, and his kingdom is established, man. That's why Yahushua is gonna get the glory, and the people that didn't believe on him, they gonna be ashamed, and the same with us, you know. And the scriptures speak on that. They're gonna have everlasting shame, man, because they didn't have faith, and the truth was right in front of them, you know. So with that, I say, call halal Yahweh Bahashim Shai. This has been another one with Anaya Allah, beloved truth, and Shalom.